Albert Einstein says the value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not what he receives. Today being a World's Men's International Day, I was perusing through uh, social media and I was, whoa, whoa, whoa. We need one today. So that's why I rushed here and talked to my director for a quick recording about a topic we call support. It's not as celebrated as Mother's Day. I don't want Men's International Day to be as popular as Christmas, but I think it's even lower than. Is there a Dog's Day, Cat Day? They say men are dogs, but it's way, way, way below what it needs to be celebrated. And I said the family is the fundamental unit of life, but it's led by men. So I want to talk to you to become as a better dad. I want you to also write to me to become a better dad, to become a better man in general, to be happier, to talk about mental health, to talk about family issues, to talk about spiritual stability, talk about financial stability, if not emotional instability. But today we're talking about support. So, do you agree that a man should be valued with what he gives and not what he receives? When people say that, I think they're only talking about the financial part of it. But me being a dad, um, I think I love the support. I would love my partner to give me support. In fact, saying that our next issue will be on our next episode is talking about partners and how your partner can make you become a better dad or a better man. Um, so I go down to let me say this: support is is whereby you can let someone bear part of the weight. So, what's your definition of support as a man? Do you need it? Do you want it and not need it? And if it was given to you, would you receive it? Would you take it? As in, it's support. I'm just asking because we've been brought up. Me growing up in Africa, now living in America, I face something we call culture shock. I have to switch chords sometimes. Well, I'm talking to a man from Africa. I have to portray myself somehow differently from when I'm portraying myself as a man here in America. You see, things have changed. If I travel back to Africa, I find myself doing simple things like tipping. We don't tip in Africa. In fact, we bargain things. You never buy something the price that you're told. So here, just that might look like it's a little thing, it's trivial. But here, it's rude if someone says this pen or this bottle of water is $1, and I say no, I have 50 cents. Mm-mm. It's rude. They tell me if you don't have um, $1, we have water across the hall, and it's on tap water across the hall. And you see, for me, I would perceive that as rudeness, but it's because people don't bargain here. Technically, I know in the big cities I've seen people bargain, but here, especially um, where you go into the shop and buy something, what is we have even price tags on that. So men in Africa behave in a specific way. And that's why we have words like what Albert Einstein is saying. The value of a man is being, it should be seen in what he gives and what he receives. That's why when we're growing up, we're being told, be a man. You should not cry. You are men. Um, in fact, I think growing up, we were told, get out of the kitchen. And that's why so many men do not know how to cook today. My family was different because there are specific foods that only my dad cooked. If anyone else cooked them, they didn't taste the same. He just knew how to fry fish, you know? He made it fresh. He went fishing. We did the fishing. We removed the scales, and it's not like now we buy here in the stores. We although here they're still fishing. Um, we 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 prepared from scratch, removed the scales, washed, um, and then fried it. Let it dry a little bit, then fried it. You know, but my mom would not do that. Like slaughtering a goat, a cow, the kitchen, the chicken. Before it comes to the kitchen, you it's it's slaughtered and brought to the kitchen. That was the work of the men. But we did not majorly, even my neighbors, my other people growing up, my age mates were not allowed to cook unless there's no lady in the house, in the homestead. You see, it's it's a kind of growing that sometimes it has made us as men learn to bottle up our feelings, our thoughts, and we would easily get help from our partners. But would we? How would they going to help us if we can't talk? How are they going to assist us, even financially? How are they going to help us if they don't know whether we have a problem or not? You know, we were talking about a man was saying, Charles, I do not, I've realized I do not have more friends now. I said, why? I said, I think it's just growing up. But I said, wait. Don't you think it's just being a man? Because ladies, as they grow, the more they grow, the more they have friends, the more they have table banking, as we talked about in the previous episode, where they will go talk, whether they are getting answers or not, they will let it out. But you, as a man, we meet in the clubs, and no one, there are rules about men. There are rules. You don't talk bad about someone's car, a man's car, or you never talk bad, ill about a man's wife to him. You can do all this behind their backs, but you cannot talk bad, ill about someone's wife or someone's car, wife or girlfriend or car. That alone has brought so many premature death to men. Believe you me, someone talked wrong about someone's girl, someone talked wrong about someone's car, and they are not breathing with us. Believe you me, because you're triggering something that has been there in them, and they've worked so hard to even get that car. They have worked so hard to even get that lady, and you're here saying, and you don't know that the trouble that lady makes this man go through, and you're here talking about them. Oh, you playing. Oh, this will kill you faster than COVID will. Did it say COVID said that 48 hours or 24 hours? That would be faster. Because that's why I felt this is more important to have these talks of saying you are saying. Because, man, it's been long coming that we've kept our silence. But I always give my example of my dad. If my dad talked more to me and my dad-in-law, if they talked more to me, I would know more, because there are different types of dads. And that's where this support comes from. there are different types of dads. I'll mention a few that I know I've experienced. One, there are dads who, they're fathers, people who donate and boom, they're gone. They'll never even donate financially. And there are others who financials, who, oh, it was a mistake, it was a one night thing, and a kid happened, I'll support from afar. Please don't spoil my family. And they stay away. And you are financial. The kid is not supposed to know you are the dad. The mom is not supposed to show up at your home, and period. And you have another totally family that goes on. That's, I'll call them a financial, because they're not available for that other kid. This one is an absentee dad. The other one is a dad who is present. I think you're keeping track. Eh? And the other one is the dad who is present. They're there. They're emotionally supportive. They're corrective. They show you stuff. While you take your first step, your dad is right there. When you're riding your bicycle, they bought it for you, and they did not just buy it. They showed you how to ride that bicycle. All right? They taught you that after cooking, oil is not stepped on. You have to put it aside to let it cool, because it's gonna burn you, you know? They let you fall and pick you up. These are dads who are present. They're there, but they're not on the phones like now with the social media issues, where I've seen the difference where a kid is just playing soccer or basketball or swimming, and there is a competition, and every time they lift their head to check whether their parents are looking. And it makes a lot of a difference when the dad is watching, is attentively watching, because you might be there, but are you attentively there? Are you present? So there's this other, that one is a present. And then there's this one who lives in the same house, but your kid has never talked to you while you're sober. You go very early in the morning, you come very late in the day, and always coming back drunk, high on something, if not high on work. And the moment you're there, you're on your phone, or if not, arguing with your partner. Okay. So these are just but a few types of dads that we have in our homes that we need to see. Where are you at? Okay, we said we're talking about support, right? So selecting which type of dad you are, then going back to say, I really need support. When you ask for support, who do you ask it for? If it's a support that concerns you as a dad, are you asking support from your friends? Is it from parents? Or is it from your partner? And when you ask it, how do you ask for it? Do you say, oh, you make more, let me have this more, you know? Because we all know now there are different accounts, and ladies are working as much as men, if not better. They're earning more than they are, but the support you're asking, is it spiritual? Is it emotional? Is it financial? Or is it you being present? Because my wife says, you cannot delegate parenthood. Parenting is never delegated. You know, there is this support that you are supposed to bring, but it's only you who can bring it. Does that make sense? So, which support do you need, and who are you willing? Because men have been brought up with the, I think it's the Messiah complex or something like that, a superhero complex, that you've been trying these things by yourself and proving to everyone that you're strong enough to do this and do that and do this and do that. Some of them have gone through. You have won it. But now you have an intelligent wife, girlfriend, who or baby mama who is intellectual, apart from your other disagreements, they're intellectual and you know they can. I call it supersexual. No, I call it sapiosexuality. That's when, for me, I'll be looking. I joke about it and say my wife is smarter than I am because I was looking for someone who is smart enough to think like I am thinking, why even when I'm not there. And so that guarantees me that I'm not letting my kids miss a meal because my phone went off. No, I even joked about it saying I needed the support even without knowing that I needed it before I got married. I said, uh, when I get married, I'll marry someone who is educated. I said, why? I said, because, like I said last episode, kids learn from what they see and not what they hear. So, I say what they hear. I had seen my grandma was a housewife. My mom was a housewife. And I was like, I think there's something missing here. My dad, don't get me wrong, my family was happy and we did good. But back in Africa, but I was like, wait a minute. I'm not the kind of person who is gonna be having to be waited for us to have a hot meal. No, I don't want to discuss with my wife when we have to go for shopping. For food, the basic needs, it's so if I find a working wife, ooh, I'm happy with that. And funny thing, I didn't know that I'll be living in America. It taught me that easily that wait a minute, uh, your wife is making more today than you're making. So what do? She's not your wife no more just because she is making more money than you are. Are you not going to accept the support from her financially just because she is a lady and you being brought up was taught, be a man? Hmm? Are you going to talk to her about it? Are you going to swallow your pride? Because in Africa, we say there are two things that do not mix: pride and poverty. No. It cannot mix. You die poor. You die faster. And you see, there's one man that I was telling you, they said, now men think that way because they don't have a friend, and that's when they are now calculating. You see, it's funny. They said midlife crisis is when you start calculating your life with what is left. I've seen 20-year-old men who are married, 20-something-year-old men, talking as if they're in their midlife crisis now because they are calculating what they have not done. I'm like, dude, you don't even have a passport. What have you done then? You don't even have 2 kids. You only have 1. So how do you say that you're now calculating your life with what is left? You're not sick mentally or physically. It's just because of the people that you've been meeting. Or you're living as a man, being that masculine, and you think the masculinity will die when you're supported. No. Look at it this way. Even the government did not allow ladies to go to the army before. They were not allowed to vote. Do they vote now? Hell yeah. Ladies are becoming presidents. It's funny, in Saudi Arabia, they say they can fly a flight, take you, they are pilots, but when they land, they cannot drive. You see? I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of these laws we are in our heads. That me, I'll take support from my wife any day, anytime, and support. I'll say, yeah, it's weight that is taken away from me, and I'm gonna support her even before she says it. And it's not just financially, emotionally. Sometimes I'm drained, but the kids, do they know? I get to the house and they don't care what kind of day I had. They just want to play with daddy. They just want to play. They don't care. But you see, wife comes out there and say, whoa, 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 everyone, dinner time, come on, come on, come on, let dada take a shower. Then Dr. D goes, takes a shower, breathes in a little bit, and comes back refreshed, play a little bit with them. Now they are full. They're not as energetic as I found them. And because of the help of that, I go rest more, and it's more strategic because my partner has supported me. If we say I do not need support, how many men have messed their credit here and they cannot buy anything, and they're getting it, and their wife now comes through with the credit and saves the family? So please, spiritually, my dad growing up was not as spiritual. He did not go to church a lot. So I give my spirituality all to my Christianity faith, then all to my mom. You know, because she was the one who is gonna, my dad will give us the offering. You go to church, do this, da 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 da. But mom will go with us to the church. She'll make sure we go. Even now, she will still ask. I don't go much, but she will still ask, did you go to church? So, men, please, if there's support and you can take it, take it. If you have not learned to get support from your parents, you're not getting support from your partner. Now, will you take the support from your kids when they grow up? That's why you see so many men have been left, like in Africa, have been left back in Africa, the countryside. When the kids live in the cities, they only send for the mom to come and take care of their kids. They forget about the old man who brought them up because he did not talk much, he bottled up, and they feel like he's uptight. And now that they are well off, they think dad is always good. They do not want to support them. I've talked to so many men about supporting their dads because dads will never ask their kids for support. You know? So why would you think someone who never asks for help does not need it? It's because they were brought up that way. It's mental. Sometimes it's traumatizing. Remember, even the days of slavery, the ladies were left in the houses and the men went to work in the fields. You see? So please, please, if you can get support from your girl, be a man and take it. Be a man and take it. Me here, saying your say, you know, say you can email us at sayyourSay9@gmail.com. We'll write it at below this video. Tell us what you think that dads can do and make this world a better living place than we found it. Say your say with Dr. D. I say Dr. Dada, Dr. Dad.